Hey everybody, this is Henry Wolf, Wolf Realty Advisors. So I'm gonna touch a quick topic for you all today. My quick topic is how do you get into real estate? Whether it's owning single-family rental houses, multifamily houses, or even owning a commercial building, which I've owned commercial as well as rentals, single family, a little bit of everything. Okay, so how you get into it, and the first there's a plethora of things that you can do or figure out, but the first thing that I hear from potential investors or home buyers is I do not have any money. So let me tell you from someone who got it out of the mud. So getting it out of the mud, when I first started purchasing real estate, I didn't have any money. I didn't have a down payment. I didn't have I didn't have anything that I was supposed to have to purchase property. All I had was good credit. I had good credit because I didn't have any credit cards. I did not have I didn't have any debt. So I had really good credit. I think my credit score was in the eights. And so I was able to buy a house with 3% down. And you may say, well, where did you get the 3%? Well, what I did was, and this is when I used bank financing. My first deal and my only deal was when I used bank financing. So what I did was I knew I was going to need 3%. So what I did is I started working overtime. I started working, I got out there, I hustled, I grinded, and I got the 3,000. I think I needed $3,000. And I just made it in a month. I knew I wanted a house. I knew I was gonna I was looking for rental properties. I wasn't looking for a house. But I knew I wanted a rental property. So I grinded and saved up the 3 grand that I needed. So most people say, oh well, you can't do that. You gotta have money in the bank. Look here. If you have good credit, you can do anything you want to do. You can buy anything you want to buy. You can say just about anything to a loan officer. You can even currently, this is 2019, they're doing stated loan information. If you have good credit, I can buy $1 million apartment building with good credit. So first, this is the best entryway to get into real estate is to have good credit. So if you have bad credit, you need to first get your credit together. After you get your credit together, after you paid all your bills on time, then find a property. Make sure you have a job because you're going to need a job. They're going to want to see you employed for about 2 years. So make sure you have worked a full-time job for 2 years. And if you worked for 2 years and you worked on your credit, then save up some money. You might have to save $10 a week, $20 a week, but save up something so you don't have to do like I did and hustle and grind for 30 days to get the money. Okay, so my second way or entry to get into real estate is to just be resourceful. So the next property that I bought, I still didn't have no money because I was reinvesting all of my money. So when you reinvest all of your money, it may seem like you have money, but you don't, because at that time I may have been purchasing whatever business I was in, I was reinvesting the money. So your second thing is to think outside of the think outside of the proverbial box. The box that everybody tells you is existent, it's non-existent. There is no such thing as a box. There is nothing that is holding you back or keeping you inside of certain parameters. It's only your mind and only things that you think of that's stopping you. So here we go. My next property, I didn't go to the bank, and I put in an offer on a house, and I didn't have the $1,000. Here's how I structured this deal. I went to the homeowner. I said, hey, I want to buy this house. I'll give you $1,000 down. And matter of fact, there was a real estate agent. I submitted an offer. I said, I'll give you $1,000 down, and I'll give you $500 a month. They accepted the offer. I gave them a check and told them to hold the check for 30 days. Why did I tell them to hold a check for 30 days? Because in all actuality, I did not have the $1,000 in my bank account. So what did I do when they accepted the offer and I gave them the check, told them not to cash it, told them to hold it. Matter of fact, I didn't even give them the check. What I think I did was made a copy of the check, and then that gave me time to make the $1,000. Now, I'm not telling everybody to do this. I'm just telling you and letting you know that you do not need any cash or money to purchase a property. You're going to need some at closing. You're going to need some down the line, but you don't need it to submit offers. So what I did was I said, hey, give you $1,000 down, $500 a month. So what I did was I got to work. I started working and I made the $1,000 so that I would have an extra 1,000 plus an extra. I think I may have had an extra 400 or 500 for closing costs, like the attorney fees. Because in South Carolina, the attorney that I use, he charges $350 for a closing. I just submitted a deal to an attorney in Charlotte, and they charge $985 for a closing. I'm like, what? $985? So, and then the attorney responded back to me and said, oh, well, usually the buyer pays for that. I'm thinking to myself, look, I've only offered them $1,000 down. If the closing fees are $975 and the promissory note is another $375, whoo! I don't know how the buyer is going to pay for that and feel comfortable with accepting this $1,000 that I just offered them for this property. So, but in Charleston, the closing fees are $350, and then the other deed stamps and whatever, you might be looking at another $200-300, and the seller, covers that. And I'm not sure if I said buyer or seller, but the seller covers that other stuff from the Charlotte attorney. Okay, so when you're trying to get into real estate, you do not need any money. I'm a proven fact that you don't have to have money. Now, it's always good to have money. And when you structure your deals, you always structure your deals in a way that you are not putting yourself at risk, or putting your company at risk for lying, for leading the people on. When I submit offers, I tell them in the first sentence, this is an owner finance deal. I don't say, oh, I have $350,000 and I'm looking at this. No, I just submitted a deal on some apartments. I told them, hey, I want the bank that currently holds the mortgage to owner finance this deal. I want them to give me a loan on the amount of these apartments. I didn't say I had any money. I didn't say I was going to pay a down payment. I said I want them to finance me, let me manage this apartment complex, and then once I manage it, then I'll pay them a monthly payment every month. See, you have to understand and know how to structure deals so that you, one, don't lie, because you don't want to lie, because if they catch you in a lie, then they're going to say, okay, well, this person is dishonest and I don't want to do business with them. So you have to figure out a way to get what you want. And matter of fact, you have to figure out a way to give them what they want so that you can get what you want. You want the rental properties. You want the properties to have in your portfolio. They just want to get paid, whether it's a mortgage company or property seller. The property seller, they just want to get paid, and or if it's a bank that foreclosed on a property, they just want to get paid. The bank wants to get those properties off of their books. So if they want to get those properties off of their books, guess what? If you come to them with a good enough deal, they would more than likely do it. If you say, hey, let me get this property rehabbed, and let me get tenants in here, and once I get the tenants in here, let me pay you, $3,000 a month or $2,000 a month. Man, you could even tell them, look, let me pay you $1,500 a month for this 24 or 38 unit complex. And they would more than likely say, okay, sure. And then you agree to them when you get your rents up to a certain level. Say if you had 30 apartments, and your rent, and I'm just using a base rent of $500 a piece, $15,000 a month. You say, hey, when my rents get up to say $7,500, when I have 15 of the units rented, I'll give y'all half of that. I'll give y'all $3,000 a month until the mortgage is paid off. You got to think creatively. You can't sit around and just say, oh, well, I don't have any money, or and now I think what I'm doing is I'm causing a lot of heartache to potential mortgage companies, potential real estate agents, potential. Because see, real estate agents doesn't have the buyer's best interest at heart. And what I mean by that is they just want to get their commission. So when you go to them with a owner finance deal or a money down deal, their main thing is, well, if he's offering $1,000, I'm not going to get my 3% commission. But see, their vision is short. They need to think long term. Hey, what if you structure the deal that the real estate agent gets the first 3 months worth of payments? If it's $1,000 a month, say, hey, you're going to get 3%, but it's going to be the course of 3 months, as opposed to one $3,000 payment. You see what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that if it's a real estate agent, one, they're going to get their commission because they don't want you to get a deal because they feel they're being cut out. You see what I'm saying? The agent's only purpose is to get a commission. I used to be an agent. I understand that, but you have to think more for your clients. And if you look more, if an agent looks more for his client, he's going to automatically, or she's going to automatically get deals, because people are going to say, hey, they took care of me, they looked out for me. But I hear too many agents speak about, oh, I just need to get my commission. I've worked with you for 6 months. I need to get my $5,000 commission. The builder is offering a bonus of another $5,000. I need my $10,000 commission. You're not really, you're not really entitled to it. I mean, you ain't did $10,000 worth of work. If you want to be honest, you took a listing, you posted it on the internet, and now you expecting $10,000 for doing absolutely nothing. You say, oh, well, me putting together the listing package, and no. The MLS, they have slots and forms, and you just pick and choose the slots and forms. You can't tell me. I was a real estate agent for over 10 years. You see what I'm saying? But I have my other things, so I stopped being an agent to pursue other things. So, but yeah, so when it comes to an agent, you and also you got to try to find sellers that are willing to sell to you without an agent. And everybody, and I understand it. The mindset is, hey, I just want to get paid. I don't want to deal with the hassle. I don't want to deal with the headache of managing this property, of getting this monthly payments for the next 10, 15 years. I understand it. I understand sellers. They just want to be done with the property. But if you want to get, and I'm not an accountant, so if you have an accountant or attorney who handles your books, also check with them, check with the IRS, look on their website, do what you have to do. But if me paying you monthly, you're going to be able to get around the capital gains tax that if I was to give you this money in a lump sum. So think about that. Think about being able, one, to get around taxes, not having to worry about maintenance, not having to worry about insurance. And think about this, owners or sellers. If you're the person that bought the building from you and you holding a mortgage, and the mortgage is filed and their name is on the deed, and if they have that property covered with insurance, if something happens to that property, guess what? You're going to get a payout. So don't stop thinking short term about me not having. I just want to get my money and be done with the property, and you may get a bigger payout from the insurance claim if something were to happen to the building. I'm not saying anything's going to happen to the building, but if something were to happen to the building, you could get a bigger payout than what the person actually owes you. So you got to stop thinking small, stop thinking inside the box or that proverbial box, and go bigger and think, hey, one, this person is getting some use out of this building, and two, I'm getting payments every month. So when you're thinking or trying to get into real estate, stop thinking that you can't do it because you don't have any money. Man, you could buy land, you could buy houses, you can go to Detroit and buy houses for $2,000 and $3,000. I'm ready to go to Detroit right now and buy some properties. But my main thing now is big. Go big or go home. Something. I'm outside, so something looked like it was crawling on the floor. So I'm just making sure that it didn't get on me. But yeah, so just think about that before you say that you don't have money or time to get into real estate, because all you have to have is a little bit of information and a little bit of knowledge to get into real estate. Peace out.